Welcome and thanks for joining us for this episode of Scope. Agriculture Insurance launch Mutzing Station in Markham District came alive on Saturday, the 26th of November, for an agriculture insurance launch by Agri Assurance. The event marks Morobe Province's and PNG's first ever insurance program for farmers in the different sectors of cocoa, coffee, copra, oil palm, and even rubber.
The extended dry period experienced in some parts of the country, resulting in withered food crops and low yield, shows that farmers need to insure their crops and livestock. Speaking at the inaugural launch of agriculture insurance at Mutzing Station, Markham District, CEO Mark Bayai underlined that the issue of climate change was the reason why Agri Assurance was established in 2017 through a partnership with the Morobe Provincial Government.
Work where is no sabe how and work. Bank you sabe, na finance you sabe. Insurance you no sabe, me no sabe. Sabe no white man. Now this is a sabe as a strong in business long all, help him all come up good, lo time no good. Now he miss a wonder of some plant is something no good to come up now. Why all in sabe put on a penis or some him sabe put on a penis long him. Time cooperative time all to muna work him this la all to go karangi na put on a penis ogeta. Now me asking why no white man is a strong na stop yet. Answer long today by me pronouncing this line because insurance is staff. Lo look out him all time no good. And what la half hand lo finance. Now this la half hand lo finance them, but big la hand lo me go well over. And but triple web or them hand lo me go nabat logo the country. Only participate lo this la one big pro financial institution. Sa look sawe lo heavy lo you know me. This la work in come up until Morobe governor, kinsem sonu time long stop yet. Kissing one paper come. Long teething lo me put him go inside, worry lo me because people only suffer long climate change. Big lo something come out lo world. Now planting line leader took long answer lo this la long. How by help him lig Mary lo place. Or can sana long tripe la heat tells him this law call him drought. Now tripe la rain come down na by sol water karap na sampla flood to come up na landslide to come up. Long place this la place him stop long him. And we got history of landslide. Planting man all kissing bagarap. Today, me like anansi mosam today, a new program come inside. Lo look save lo this la heavy lo yumi long sit down lo yumi. He got financial program lo yumi called insurance. On this la time, long well all sit down na boom na worry osem. This la earth, this la ground yumi stop. One day by finish. Because can something lo thinking lo man make him na sabe lo man make him na. Antap lo sky antap him. This la clouds are passing you me and move go go na close to by finish. Na heat will come strong na sun kissing me karangi. So well over leader all talk how by me helping you me. Tamlo lo south na north. I think he got all ice. Wara stop is all ice na stop this la ice will buruk. Now wara blow sol wara will increase. Now all man kissing time now. Or stop Liglig Island. Wara kirap. You me stop long mainland. And you make some triple heavy the sun come on top. Now some time, some extreme weather by come inside, now triple rain by come down. So along this is the time, by me looking for some plenty time. Now as I speak today, the Australia triple flood come up. The New South Wales. Plenty house is stopping Salawara. Climate change is a big factor today. You may not can run away like this la. We must have it. So government from Morobe look save like this la heavy come inside. Long well na long inside the country na inside the province. So the wisdom of government only passing this law. One business idea come inside. Lo partner want them government na private sector mi pa work one time lo addressing this issue.
Agri Assurance commenced operation in 2020 as a licensed micro insurance firm. In July, they were further licensed to underwrite general insurance business. CEO Bayai said the November 26th Mutzing launching, which was officiated by former Governor Ginson Saunu and AAL Chairman Dixon Popo, signifies the important services provided by AAL, including the insurance of coffee, cocoa, rubber, coconut and palm oil. The CEO further appealed to the government to partner with them and ensure rural
In a crop insurance, basically we look at the value of a tree. So we do a bit of agronomist work. We just have to know about the yield and how much it produces in a year. And so we look at the number of trees planted and therefore we calculate what would be each tree by the number of trees planted and its yield, and then we measure it with the value in the market price. So that gives us the basic value of a crop, and obviously we will look into the other measures like are they keep the farm properly managed, all these things. Are they doing pruning for cacao, Are they doing weeding? All these things are good management practices, are risk factors that we consider to formulate our final analysis, from which we apply a rate, a cost that we believe truly represent a cost of loss if they ever had, loss. And so that forms the basis for us. So what it covers is, it covers the tree itself. The insurance covers the tree if it's damaged by natural cause. If natural cause meaning, flood, earthquake, fire, and the fire if it's like extreme weather, conditions like drought, and so the fire ignites and burns the trees. We restore the trees back. We pay the cost of the revenue loss, and we help the farmers rehabilitate the farm. In that way, the farm's worries are taken care of by the insurance policy. And so that's what the insurance policy guarantees the farmer. So that's the kind of support we give. Our insurance also extends to cover the house of the farmer. We believe that is important need of a farmer, so we also cover both the permanent, semi-permanent, and bush material houses. And we believe bush material houses have survived, bad weather conditions for long and fire, and they've been like for 10 years or so, and many years thereafter, so we consider it very valuable, so we insure that. But we want the government to recognize our efforts. We want to make the government realize that they cannot be able to talk about agriculture and not understand the impact of climate change that will affect the real people they want to help them. So insurance is an international program that is sanctioned by the Climate Change United Nations group, and they put it into the Sunday Conference framework, which our government adopted in 2018. And effectively asking the provincial government and national government to look for ways to minimize and reduce the losses. And the recommended mechanism is insurance. And that has been always there. But Morobe government has recognized this and immediately asks, put the team together to establish the company. So as a result, Agri Assurance was formed to manage the climate risk aspect, because at the end of it, the people will be affected, and government wants those people protected. Government is there to protect their interest, their rights, and their property. That's the work of the government. And so for that purpose, the insurance is coming in to provide. So our role as we take insurance is pretty much like a social insurance concept, but we emphasize the principle of insurance. It must exist. And social insurance, we take considerations like coming back to rural setting. In normal insurance, traditional insurance will not accept that. As a social insurance practitioner, we consider the social aspect of welfare. But we also realize that the social aspect of welfare also relates to risks. And these risks are like people take care of their own property very well. And sometimes there's no need for us to say that if you have a fence around your house, you're insured, you're protected. That is not quite true. People in the village don't have fence, but the house is secured. It's the mindset. And so we are taking insurance one step outside of the normal.
Farmers wishing to insure their crops can visit the AAL office in the JT Mamananda building at Late Top Town.
Wignaraja Maiden visit to PNG, the United Nations Assistant Secretary General, UNDP Assistant Administrator, and UNDP Regional Director for Asia and the Pacific, Kanni Wignaraja visited Papua New Guinea for the first time early this month. On December 1st, she met with Prime Minister James Marape. A range of topics were discussed during this first meeting. These included the importance of Papua New Guinea pursuing a green economy transition, increasing efforts to empower women, and accelerating efforts to deliver on the 2030 agenda. Kicking off the visit was the post-COP27 Climate Roundtable in Port Moresby.
On her first visit to Papua New Guinea, Kanni Wignaraja, United Nations Assistant Secretary General, UNDP Assistant Administrator, and UNDP Regional Director for Asia and the Pacific, met with a number of parliamentarians, including Prime Minister James Marape, on December 1st. Prior to the meetings, Ms. Wignaraja delivered her speech at the post-COP27 Climate Roundtable, themed From Policy to Action, Papua New Guinea leading the green economy transition. Ms. Wignaraja, with UNDP resident representative Dirk Wagner and NCD Governor Paus Parkop, led the roundtable to debate and explore what lies ahead for Papua New Guinea following COP27 as it continues to step up action on climate change. Ms. Wignaraja said at the end of COP27, evidence from deliberations illustrated the stark impact of climate change on entire economies and societies in developing countries like Tuvalu face extinction if we do not act now. Investments and actions are needed to halve PNG's greenhouse gas emission by 2030 and to become carbon neutral by 2050. PNG's wealth is derived primarily from its natural environment. About 87% of Papua New Guinea's people live in rural communities and depend on rain-fed fresh water, local agriculture, and sustainable fisheries. If it is unsustainably depleted, we will see massive increases in air and water pollution, forests and lands will be lost. Fish stocks will perish and crops will fail. This is the collapse of an economy and a nation. Ms. Wignaraja believes sustainable fisheries, tourism, agriculture, forestry, transport and infrastructure, and the renewable energy transition offer many opportunities, especially with today's scientific and technological advances to harness these natural assets. Over the course of her visit, a range of topics were discussed during this first meeting. These included the importance of PNG pursuing a green economy transition, increasing efforts to empower women, and accelerating efforts to deliver on the 2030 agenda.
When we come back, Miss Relaxo wins Miss PNG pageant and prepares for regional pageant. Welcome back. The Miss PNG Crowning 2022 has been a journey of tear-jerking moments inspired by testimonies, experiences, etched into long-lasting learned memories, and a path to doing selfless civic engagements that will remain in the history of the pageant's Hall of Remembrance for future ambassadors to come and learn from. The chosen one for 2022's Miss PNG is the beautiful Miss Relaxo, Josie Nicholas, who is a graduate from the Divine Word University. Like former Miss PNG Leoshina Karya, Miss Relaxo was the Miss Medang winner for 2020 when she entered as Miss Divine Word University. She and her sisters from this year's pageant have proven themselves to be true ambassadors of changemakers, peace, growth, and unity for their country. They look forward to what the future holds. The Miss Pacific Islands pageant will now look forward to preparations for the next leg of the pageant in Samoa early 2023. The Miss Pacific Island pageant launched its 2022 calendar year of events at a soft launch held at the Crown Hotel on the 24th of February. The event saw an opportunity for the 2021 to 2022 contestants to introduce themselves to sponsors, supporters, and friends of the pageant. Since 2012, MPIP has supported over 400 young women across the nation in different tertiary institutions to the value of over 1.2 million kina. This scholarship initiative helps the organization to empower women through priority areas in education, health, and agriculture. The two core functions of MPIP are empowerment of young women through education and mentoring through the MPIP PNG Scholarship Fund, empowerment of women through economic activities, particularly supporting SMEs, and this is done through the Fashion Project Runway Show.
We have seen the success of some of the contestants, the past contestants that have come and gone. You have seen and had their stories and where they are today. because of the power of this platform. So we continue to encourage and empower these women in our space, especially the age between 18 to 26.
These wonderful contestants were announced as the contenders vying for the Miss Papua New Guinea Pacific Islands crown. Miss Alibi Writer Collins, Miss Ital Preziosi South Pacific Hannah Tabara, Miss Rapopo Resorts and Spa Leilani Konjib, Miss Central Province Vavinleva Genonoga, Miss Vodafone Natania Cook, and Miss Relaxo Josie Nicholas. Miss Alibi Writer Collins was chosen from a batch of 8 girls to be the face of Alibi Bar and Grill. Being the 4th child in a family of 9, Miss Collins said she believed that being a contestant of this prestigious event would set the path to a bright future for her and her family. This young woman hails from Central and Gulf and at the age of 23 is already supporting her family as the main breadwinner. Miss Ital Preziosi Hannah Tabara is a 26-year-old graduate from the University of Papua New Guinea with a double major Bachelor of Arts in Art and Design and a Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology and Sociology. She hails from the Northern Province and the Malaita Province of Solomon Islands. This promising young woman hopes to inspire young girls and women to push beyond certain stereotypes that women in PNG and the Pacific face throughout their lives. She said in an interview, "If there is anything I could take away from this pageant, it is the importance of women uplifting women and encouraging one another to grow." Miss Rapopo Resorts and Spa Leilani Konjib is a 26-year-old law student at the University of Papua New Guinea from Central, Morobe and East Sepik. Leilani says that she has always been passionate about leadership and helping people. Growing up, she saw that a leader is someone who was respected, confident, charismatic, and helped many people. She too wanted to be like that and learned fast that it wasn't an easy task. It was even harder when you are a female. She said, "Helping people through leadership is what gives me drive and wakes me up every morning. Entering this pageant has helped build confidence in myself as a woman and also given me the opportunity to grow and discover myself. Whenever things get tough, I always like to think about a quote by my father. We have to a certain extent emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. Let us now be productive members of the communities and society we belong to." Miss Central Province Vavinleva Genonoga comes from Sara in the Rigo district and East New Britain. She is a passionate 24-year-old diploma in business computing holder with aspirations to open a business in the ecotourism industry. She represented her clan in the Miss Central Province pageant and won. She was the most recent contestant to enter the Miss PNG pageant. In her young life, Vavinleva has seen how culture in Central Province is diminishing, and she has a deep passion to maintain cultural practices by continuing to teach it to the younger generations to keep it alive. She has built confidence through her journey in the pageant and encourages all young women to pursue a beneficial opportunity in this pageant. Miss Vodafone Natania Cook is the first Miss Vodafone PNG. Born in Jiwaka, Natania comes from Anga and East Sepik and South Korea. This 21-year-old completed Year 12 at Jubilee Catholic Secondary School and pursued a certificate in business studies at the Port Moresby Business College. She aspires to complete tertiary studies in the near future. Natania is no stranger to the Miss PNG Pacific Islands platform, as she has been a known face of Project Runway since 2018. She embarked on a new journey, having caught the attention of Vodafone PNG's marketing, branding, PR and sponsorship teams who attended the recent Palmolive Project Runway. Natania is known to be passionate about bringing awareness to key topics like education, particularly early childhood development, and hopes to use the MPIP PNG platform to assist marginalized children who are in need. When asked of her goals through this platform, she said, "I hope to inspire youth of PNG to have ambition, work hard, and never give up despite the circumstances they are in." Ms. Relaxo Josie Nicholas is a 24-year-old graduate from the Divine Word University with a bachelor degree in business accounting. Josie was Miss Madang 2020, where she entered the Madang pageant as Miss Divine Word University and persevered to enter the Miss Pacific Islands pageant PNG as Miss Relaxo PNG. Josie has always been driven day in and day out by her passion to be an entrepreneur and her family, who have been her constant support and strength. At 15 years old, her driven goals as an entrepreneur in the making were boosted after her first encounter with the Miss Madang pageant in 2018, where she first sewed and designed Miss Leoshinakaria's crowning dress and continued to the Miss PNG Pacific Islands pageant, where MPIP gave her the opportunity to be Miss Korea's official designer at the pageant. She is a great believer of education as the key to achieving goals. She said, "As a recent graduate, I would not have made it this far and be part of this platform without education. Education is paramount. It is the tool we need to improve our lives and make it better. Through education, we gain the knowledge we need to achieve our short and long-term goals. Knowledge is information, and information is power. Through education, we have the power to make informed decisions. I hope that every child of our nation has the opportunity to attend school and have access to a good education." The Miss Papua New Guinea contestants were committed to a week of scheduled events in their respective spaces and together, leading up to Crowning Day that commenced on Saturday, December 10th at the prestigious APEC House. These beautiful contestants have traveled to various locations in the past few weeks, meeting inspiring and empowering people, communities, and their charities of choice. The ladies were also welcomed to the Vabukori Church on December 5th to start off their week on a positive note. The journey to crowning the next Miss Papua New Guinea is one that will be remembered in the pageant's history books, as each contestant will take with them beneficial experiences that have groomed them into being inspiring and empowering young women. On December 10, the contestants assembled for the final leg of the journey, Crowning Night. After much deliberation and heavy task decisions, Miss Relaxo Josie Nicholas is Miss PNG 2022. Preparations for her next journey to Samoa for the Miss Pacific Islands Pageant 2023 will soon be underway. Josie bagged the Best Topic Presentation and Best Traditionally Inspired Dress by her from the minor awards, in addition to being crowned our 2022 Miss Papua New Guinea with 15,000 kina in cash and 1,000 kina in minor category prizes, among other awards. First runner-up went to Miss Rapopo and Sanctuary Resorts 2021, Leilani Konjib. Being first runner-up is very important, as she can step up to the Miss PNG position should the reigning Miss PNG be unable to fulfill her term. Leilani was awarded the Miss Humanitarian and Miss Telecom Limited's People Choice Awards from the Special Awards. Second runner-up went to Miss Vodafone PNG 2022, Natania Cook, who was awarded the Best Talent from the Minor Awards and Miss Photogenic from the Special Awards. Welcome back. The government has set the ball rolling to improve media standards in Papua New Guinea, following instances of fake news and what they termed bad news in Parliament last month. The Media Council of Papua New Guinea has maintained that media in PNG continues to be responsible in its reporting, as opposed to what is being portrayed by national leadership. However, latest events surrounding alleged fake reporting that came out of the recent 16th PNG Mining and Petroleum Investment Conference in Sydney, Australia, has given government leverage to make a stronger call to improve media standards. A consultation with the stakeholders, including the Media Council of PNG, to hold the media accountable to the highest standards is part of it.
Main media companies, the print medias, who have daily headlines, we don't intend to impinge on your right of editorial and the cover that you have every day, but have some sense of responsibility to our nation. You can run the stories, but run them behind cover. random second, third pages. There are enough news around.
Prime Minister James Marape went on to release a statement saying media houses and journalists who abuse freedom of the media in Papua New Guinea will be held to account, especially with the advent of internet technology today. PM Marape believes standards have fallen due to this.
Mr. Assistant Speaker, as you know, the media is a very, very powerful tool. And the way they are flying their trade, do create a very bad perception about this government.
Media scrutiny, now magnified, began from this question without notice. Apparently, the media in PNG was making the government look bad with gory pictures of dead people plastered on its front pages.
They're portraying to the people of this country and the whole world that we are not managing law and order situation in this country.
But the Media Council of Papua New Guinea maintains that media in PNG continues to be responsible in its reporting as opposed to what is being portrayed by national leadership. In the statement responding to this parliamentary call-out, Media Council PNG President Neville Choi said besides playing the roles of watchdog for good governance and being a voice of the people, the media, especially in PNG, has the more important role of highlighting instances of gross abuse against our country's laws. Mr. Choi added that in the least, the information disseminated is to generate discussion or to bring to the attention of authorities areas that need urgent attention. Unfortunately, the government is adamant in holding the PNG media to higher accountability. On December 9, the Parliamentary Committee on Communications issued a statement to say it will be conducting an inquiry into the media, the role of social media and its impact in terms of fake news, bad reporting and related negativity on people, communities, business and politics in the country. This was deliberated and endorsed during the committee's first meeting in Parliament on Tuesday, December 1 this year, just less than 48 hours after the matter was raised in Parliament. The inquiry will include briefings with the committee involving responsible government departments and agencies, media outlets, and the Media Council of PNG, with the aim of having a better understanding of the role of the media in PNG development aspirations. Committee Chairman and member for Wawarria Mash Narawek said the committee will hold a public inquiry next year to investigate. Meantime, Media Council President Neville Choi spoke to ABC News Pacific Beat about this latest development. What has added fuel to the fire was a recent opinion piece issued by the press that came out of the recent 16th PNG Mining and Petroleum Investment Conference. On December 12, PM Marape released another statement to re-emphasize his point of holding the media accountable to higher standards. Choi told the Pacific Beat that editors and news managers make important moral and ethical decisions on how much positive change they can create, while operating within the confines of agreed-to reporting guidelines for PNG media. He stressed that media newsrooms abide by the Media Council's Code of Ethics and their own story vetting processes. To suggest otherwise is an insult to the hard work of mainstream media organizations against social media users who upload uncensored, violent and gory imagery with no consideration of taste and decency standards.
And that ends Scope this evening. A kind reminder to apply simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thank you for your company. Bye for now.